So we have to talk about New York Governor Hochul and her trying to come up with another reason to increase the taxes of her New York state citizens. And she's doing this by fear-mongering, saying that if Donald Trump gets rid of the Department of Education, that the property taxes of her citizens are going to have to increase.
I will just tell you the impact on the state of New York. This is $5.5 billion that the state receives annually from the Department of Education. $3.2 billion goes directly into our budget. $2.3 billion goes to localities. If that money is jeopardized, what I can tell you will happen, localities lose that money, they will have to raise taxes. I want to know, where New York State Republican members of Congress are on this issue.
Yes.
Where are you? Where are you? You are elected to represent the people who are going to be adversely affected, especially our children. And if you can't speak up for them, then get out of your job and go do something else.
How about you do your job, right? You're the governor. This responsibility falls on you. And first of all, Trump didn't say that, right? The funding's not going to stop going to you. What's going to happen is that if he gets rid of the Department of Education, instead of the money going to the Department of Education, it's going to go directly to you, the state of New York, where you can distribute it to the schools and help improve the education. Because clearly what the Department of Education is doing is not working. So ever since they've been created, 1979, education has gone downhill. Has gotten worse. So what's the point of them? They're just a middleman. And what are they doing with the money? So clearly whatever they're doing is not working. So instead of sending the money to them, the money is going to go straight directly to you, right? So then hopefully you can do your job as the governor and then hopefully make sure that your citizens, their children are getting a good education. So don't worry about, whatever is going on with the Republicans or any of that. It's your job. You figure that out. And this is what needs to be done. Right, because we don't need the Department of Education, because clearly if you look at the data, education has gotten worse since they've taken over. And that's what we need. We need the more responsibility to fall on the states. We have too many government organizations not doing a good job. So what do we need them for? Department of Education, no one knows what they do. I have no idea what they do. I don't know what's the point of them. What's the purpose? I think even before 1979, we've been able to operate without them, and education was much better. So if there was any reason or any reason for why they need to go, just basically look at the stats. We have children not capable of reading at a grade level. So if that's the case, if education has gotten worse since they've been there, then it only makes sense to remove them. And like he said, Trump is going to make sure the money's going directly to the states. Which is a great idea, because it's your responsibility to figure out what you're going to do with your education and everything that goes on in your state. All right. So we're going to read this article real quick and see what they're trying to do. Like what kind of, why she's thinking about increasing the property taxes of her citizens. Because all they do is increase taxes. Like they act like they don't have any money. Like where is all this money going? Like, what are you doing with the money? You got congestion tax, toll tax going on in your state, so you can fund MTA, because you're not managing the MTA properly, right? Because you're not raising enough money to make sure that you're maintaining and making sure that the infrastructure for the MTA is run properly. So what you got to do, you increase taxes of people that go into New York, which is like, come on now, like people are already struggling financially. Why are you increasing the taxes? So she just wants to find another reason why she wants to increase taxes on the citizens. So let's see what she got to say. So it says New York Governor Kathy Hochul and U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand warned that the possible Department of Education eradication President Trump has alluded to will cause property taxes to spike across the state. The Democratic duo gathered for a press meeting on the state of public education on Sunday morning, days after Democrat members of Congress were denied entry to the Department of Education building. Yeah, that's right. The pair expressed concern over reports that Trump is considering gutting the department through an executive order and then pushing for legislation to abolish it altogether. And man, I pray to God that he's able to do that, man. Oh, I can't. I would love the day that the Department of Education is gone. It's gonna be a great day, right? It's gonna be a great day. As many try to wrap their heads around what exactly the elimination of DOE could look like, Hochul noted that the ripple effect it could have on New Yorkers' taxes, since states will need to find cash to make up the losses of federal school funding. Again, Trump said instead of the federal funding going to the Department of Education, it's going to go directly to the states. So she's obviously lying. right? She needs to stop lying to her citizens. They're going to get the money, right? It's going to go right directly into her hands so she can distribute it to the schools so they can make sure they're continuing their great, amazing education, right? So stop lying. So it says, all right, we already heard that. This is $5.5 billion, yada, yada. We know that. So it says, all right, for outside the city, the largest part of our local property tax bill is your school taxes. If that money evaporates from the federal government, where are they going to go? The governor added, this is going to hit homeowners and businesses, and I want them to be aware of the consequences. Trump has been hitting at his desire to shut down or cut back DOE since his first term as part of his efforts to shrink the size of the federal government. I think a lot of people agree with that. On the campaign trail, Trump told the crowd of September rally in Wisconsin that he is dying to get back in office, eliminate the federal Department of Education. We will drain the government education swamp and stop the abuse of taxpayer dollars to indoctrinate Americans' youth with all sorts of things that you don't want to have your youth hearing, he said. And it says eliminating the department could kill all programs that runs in schools, including the free lunches for low-income students and the Pell Grants that fund college and undergraduate attendance for roughly 7 million students annually. Some programs, however, could be moved to other agencies. As the DOE drama continues to divide an already fraught Congress, Hochul called the action from the opposite side of the aisle. I want to know where the New York State Republican members of Congress are on this issue. Where are you? Don't matter. Don't worry about where they at. Where are you at? Right? You're the governor. This is your job. This is your responsibility. Okay. Once Trump is making sure that he gets rid of the Department of Education, he'll make sure the funding goes directly to you, and it'll be your responsibility to make sure you are educating your citizens properly. Right? See, and that's the thing. Maybe they don't want to deal with the responsibility, right? They want to have to be like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why the education. Maybe we need more money. When in reality, you get enough money, all right? You clearly have enough money. The problem is you don't know how to manage your money. You don't know how to put your money to good use. You know what we need? Each state needs a Doge. That's what we need. We need a Doge in each state so we can comb through the finances to make sure that each dollar is being accounted for, that make sure that you're properly using that money for your states, your citizens, and stop taxing people because you don't know how to manage your money properly, okay? That's the problem. Every state needs a Doge, not just federal government Doge. Every state needs a Doge so people like Hochul can understand where her money's going, because clearly she doesn't understand how to budget, right? All she knows how to do is take other people's money, tax people, and still lose people's money, and because things don't run properly anyway. So that's what we need. All right. So it says the education department was established by President Jimmy Carter in 1979 toward the end of his single term. Its creation split the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare from the Department of Education and Health. Yada yada. Okay, we already know. So yeah. So that I think that yeah. So obviously she's lying. First of all, she's lying, right? She's making it sound like, you know what, if Trump abolishes the Department of Education, we're gonna have to increase the property taxes of each homeowner, which is just complete nonsense. They're gonna get their money instead of going through a third party process. It's gonna go straight directly to the source. So which is good, because we want the responsibility back to the states, and this is what we need. I think what Trump and his administration is doing is making sure that, you know what, instead of federal government having so much power, federal government being so bloated, we want to make sure we put the responsibility back to the states so they have better control of what's going on in their states for their people, their citizens. And that's the way it's supposed to go. Federal government shouldn't be having all this power, because clearly it is not working, right? And whatever Trump is doing, we need to, it can't happen fast enough, okay? So yeah, so Hochul, she's just trying to find another reason to raise people's taxes, or she's just trying to fearmonger again. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure you leave a comment down below, hit the like button and share. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. Right, so guys, take care and have a good one. Later.